What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of The Rich Life. I am your host, BRich. Here on The Rich Life podcast, I want you to have a rich mind, rich body, and a rich spirit. Today, I'm gonna kind of rant, about alignment. So, I was doing some reflection this week, and I have been just assessing where my life is. Y'all know that I do this a lot. It's okay. But assessing where my life is and kind of comparing where I want to be and where I am now. And in between those two things is my current habits, my current mindset. When I started this journey with y'all, I told you this is a journey for me sharing what happens along the way, some things that I've learned and everything. So I'm still developing, I'm still discovering as I am doing this. So this has been helpful for me because y'all get to see me go along the path, whatever. But blah, blah, blah. But in between where I want to be and where I am right now, I had to really think about the things that are holding me back and the things that are stopping me from accomplishing where I want to be. And one of those things I just had to think about is, am I being the Brianna that I want to see in the future? Or what are some things that I can be doing now that helps me get to that future Brianna? For example, if I'm gonna use, a random example. So if I want to have a business, what can I be doing right now to get that business started? How much more time can I be putting into that business? Am I thinking about it? Am I taking action? Or am I just thinking about it? Because we can think all day, but if we don't actually put action behind it and start doing the work, we're never going to get there. So instead of me just thinking about everything I have planned, thinking about how is it going to go, thinking about the people I'm going to impact, thinking about how long it's going to take me and all that, it's I'm doing a lot of thinking and not really putting forth action fully to where I want to be. It's I'll do some things, and 1%, any movement, anything that's going towards it is good. But I know I want to be further along, so I can't expect to be further along, and I'm still just putting in that little 1%. Eventually, I have to start putting a little bit more on there. And if you're into fitness, that's called progressive overload, where you constantly adding something on to what you've already built on top of. So adding a little bit more each and every day or each and every week, each and every month, whatever the case is, just doing a little bit more to get a little bit closer to where you want to be. And I was just thinking about how I am not fully aligned. I want all of these things, but I'm not fully aligned. I'm stopping myself. I'm still doing things that drain my energy. I'm still doing things that have adverse effect to where I want to be, rather than constantly feeding into the Brianna of the future. I've been feeding into the Brianna of the past and of right now. And that's just not gonna be able to continue to fly if I want to go further. And I was listening to this podcast yesterday, Trent Shelton, Straight Up by Trent Shelton, and he was, talking about he's a motivational entrepreneur, all that good stuff. He does all of that stuff, and he was talking about on this particular episode how we always talk about we have a consistency problem. And that's one of the things I say. I have a consistency problem. I say it just I can't stay committed and all of that. But he brought up a valid point, and I was like, sir, stop coming for me, period. But he posed a couple questions. So every day you get up, well, I'm gonna say every weekday, or if you do every day, whatever. Every weekday you get up and you go to work, right? Isn't that consistency? Getting up and going to work. Then he said, I can't remember what the other example is, but just that one alone, just like boom, it's like I don't have a consistency problem. Or don't you, when you need gas, don't you consistently put gas in your car when you need it? Don't you consistently eat every day? Don't you consistently brush your teeth and use the bathroom every day? So you don't have a consistency problem. You have a commitment and a discipline problem. So I'm thinking about like what is stopping me from being committed to something that I actually want to do, something that's actually gonna propel me to get to the dreams and the lifestyle that I want to have and be able to impact people the way I want to impact people. I've just like basically been giving myself an out. Like I can't be consistent with my own dreams and all that because I got to do this and I got to do that. Like I've been, just selling myself short and like I said, give myself an out, and I can't keep doing that. I have to actually put in the work and be committed, disciplined. Even though I have, I guess, like friction to actually want to keep moving forward, or like I have like some pushback because it's hard. Like making progress is hard. It's not an easy feat. That is going to have some pushback because naturally we just want to be comfortable. So it's going to take for me to be uncomfortable and committed to actually accomplishing these things. So now, since I've heard that, I have to stop telling myself I have a consistency issue, because I don't have a consistency issue. I wake up every day, I put my clothes on, I go to the bathroom, I drive to work, I come home, I go back to bed, all of that stuff I do in a day is consistency. So I don't have a consistency problem. I just have to learn how to commit and be disciplined. But yeah, that is that just like kind of blew my mind. I hope it helps you in some kind of way too. So don't just take assessment. Make sure you don't have to be constantly every 3 hours every single day or whatever. You don't have to be constantly I don't know, I went blank for a second. What was I thinking about? I don't know. We'll go to the next story today. I won't come back. But just be in alignment. Make sure you're in alignment. Make sure you aren't praying for things and hoping and wishing for things and you're not putting in the work to get there. Make sure you are aligned. Make sure your words and your actions are matching up. When we start to say one thing and do a different thing, then that creates like some inconsistency in our brains, or kind of like confusion in our brain to not actually be doing and saying the same thing. So make sure your words and your actions are in alignment. And if they aren't, either you need to change your proclamation or your confession or whatever it is. Make sure they are lined up with each other. And I'm not going to say like sometimes you don't start to speak it into existence. Not saying that at all. But if you are speaking things into existence that you don't yet see, make sure you are still working towards those things. Make sure that you are doing your best to try to make progress in that area. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at this week. I'm just like, make sure you're in alignment. Make sure everything is matching up with what you want to see your life be. Make sure you're putting action. Make sure you have people in your life that that align with the relationships that you want to have. And if not, you gotta start making some changes, and not just with the people, just with your habits and actions. Make sure that all of it goes together. There is going to be pushback, of course. We know there's going to be pushback. We know there's going to be discomfort. We know there's going to be friction and all that type of stuff when you're trying to move forward and when you're trying to make the best of things. We know that those negative effects are going to happen. So be prepared for those, but also be prepared to keep moving forward. So take assessment of your life, where you want to go. Then write down the habits, that you have right now. Start to make some parallels. So what actions do I need to do to change this? Or what can I do more of to be more aligned with the end result or the end goal? So that's really all I have today. I told you it's going to be a little rant with some of mine, whatever. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you share it with someone. Make sure you like it, comment, and if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. If you would like to follow me in other platforms, make sure you visit the link in my bio or in the comments to follow me on other platforms. And like I like to leave you every single episode, go out there and be rich. Bow, 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 bow.